Solo Sikoa has just been added to the Bloodline, and Sami Zayn is feeling uncomfortable. He's excited for the group, but he feels like he's not being heard. Every time he tries to help, the Bloodline just keeps ignoring him for his efforts. And on Raw, Kevin Owens brings this up. He's trying to get it through Sami Zayn's head that they don't care about him. He says, "I know why you didn't hit me with a chair a few weeks ago. You don't want to do it. We've been through a lot, but at least we're head on with it. We fought over it. I told you to your face that I hated you. And they're just going to do it behind your back. They're doing this for their own gain. At least you know where you stand with me." But Sami has none of it. He says, "Kevin, you're just jealous that I'm being acknowledged by the tribal chief and you aren't." And Owens gives up. He just says, "Sure, Sami. Just think of me when they ditch you." And Owens walks away and Sami says, "You don't know me, dog. I'm one of the gang. You wish you could be me. Oh, he's gone. I don't think he can hear me. We find out on SmackDown that Solo Sikoa will be making his in-ring debut at Extreme Rules. The Tribal Chief won't be in attendance at the show, and his reasoning is to give Solo the stage. But who will his opponent be? Paul Heyman says the opponent will be revealed at the show. But the big point is, this is a significant debut, and it's going to be a real Bloodline celebration because the Usos will be defending their championships as well. This is history. And backstage after the segment, Sami Zayn is asked his thoughts about Solo joining the Bloodline. And he says, "I think it's great. The more the merrier. I think he's doing wonderfully. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get the spot at Extreme Rules, but, you know, you got to pay your dues and all that. But, I mean, I have been here a little longer, but that's okay. It's okay, I get it. Solo's new, we've got to introduce him." It's then, the interview's cut short. Jimmy Uso tells Sami that he needs to walk away. He says, "We don't talk to the camera unless the wise man or the tribal chief tell us to. So let's go." Sami says, "You got it, Us. Let's go." And the big event in Philly arrives and Sami Zayn goes to work for the Bloodline. He assists the Usos in retaining the championships via a timely distraction. He's repping the Bloodline big time. He also helps Solo Sikoa prepare in the locker room before his match. They warm up together by sparring in the back. And Paul Heyman is very pleased. And after the session, Sami says, "Solo's ready. I mean, he was a little rough for sparring. He kind of bruised me up. He kind of stretched me a little bit, Paul. I'm not going to lie, but he's ready to go. Is there anything else you need me to do, Us?" Heyman says, "The only thing we need you to do, Sami, is what you've been doing. Just go out there for support and do what you have to do when you have to do it." Sami is chuffed. He says, "Absolutely, boss. I can't wait. I'll see you out there." He and Paul Heyman accompany Solo Sikoa to the ring for the big match. And now it's time to find out the opponent. Oddly, no one comes out. And we see at ringside that Paul Heyman hasn't taken his eyes off Sami Zayn. Zayn looks at Heyman and says, "I guess they're scared. I would be." Makes sense, huh, Paul? Your guy not going to show up, right? Paul? Who is the opponent, Paul? And Solo leaps out of the ring and crashes into Zayn. He throws him off the announce table and then he sends him into the ring. What on earth is going on? We see backstage, Kevin Owens is watching what's happening on the monitor, but he isn't moving. Zayn has now been flung into a match and a situation that he never thought he would be. And he gets crushed by Solo Sikoa and dismantled. Sikoa gets the win and Zayn is down. It's then the Usos come out and they continue the beatdown on Zayn, ripping his shirt and beating him down. And still, we see on the monitor in the back, Kevin Owens watching it all go down. The Usos, Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman leave Sami Zayn laying in the ring and they walk off. On the Raw after, Sami is still in his torn up Bloodline shirt. He's miserable. He's directionless. And Owens catches up with him and he says, "I warned you." And Sami says, "Oh, I know, Kevin. You were right, I was wrong, blah, blah, blah. I don't need this from you right now. I just need revenge on them. That's all I need. And if it kills me, I will get it." And Owens says, I don't think that's very wise. There's a lot of them. Sami snaps back. He says, oh, you think? Wow, I hadn't noticed. What, for all the bandages and all the swelling? The fact I haven't been home yet? The fact that I'm still in this shirt? Well, maybe I could use some help. And Owens says, yeah, maybe you could use some help. And he walks off and Sami starts yelling, I sure could use a friend, Kevin. A good friend from a long time ago. A good friend that I've known for... Hey, he's gone. I don't think he can hear me. I really wish he'd stop doing that. And with Survivor Series now on the horizon, Sami Zayn, albeit by himself, is out for revenge. He tries to get involved in a tag team match that the Usos are in, but he gets cut off by Solo Sikoa. He tries to get involved in a match involving Sikoa, but he gets cut off by the Usos. Nothing seems to work. And while he's plotting backstage, he's approached by Kevin Owens again. And Owens says, Sami, you gotta stop this. It's not gonna happen. And Sami says, well, I could use a hand. I could use a friend, Kev. And Owens says again, yeah, I know. You said that. And Sami says, So find one. And he walks off again. It doesn't seem like Owens is interested in teaming up, but he is still sympathetic. And even without him, Zayn continues his mission. He dresses like the original Usos, and he's making fun of them. He's trying to get under their skin, and it works. He's pissed them off, and he will not go away and leave them alone. He also finds a moment backstage when Sikoa is on his own getting ready for a match. And Zayn does something devious. He finds where Sikoa's dressing room is, and he stacks a whole bunch of things in front of the door so Solo can't get out there for his match. Solo misses the call time, and he can't compete. And this steps over the line for the Bloodline. They've had enough. Reigns himself says that Zayn needs to be dealt with, and he wants Sikoa to finally end it at Survivor Series. And Solo is more than willing, and the match is made official. Former Honorary Us versus the Bloodline's Wrecking Ball. And with Kevin Owens again watching from backstage on the monitor, Sami Zayn is screwed. The Usos get involved in the match and Solo Sikoa picks up the win. Sami Zayn can't catch a break. And once again, it's a 3-on-1 beatdown of Zayn. And they're getting nasty this time. They want to end Zayn for good. And Kevin Owens is still watching from backstage. He has to be considering getting involved. Zayn is being annihilated, and they aren't stopping. They're taking it way too far. But it's then we cut back to the same shot, where Owens now was. There's no one there. The crowd rises. They lift. Has he made the right decision to help his friend, or has he just walked away again? Owens is here. He sprints out and he cleans house. The crowd have erupted and Kevin Owens has done the right thing. He's seen enough and now he comes to the aid of his friend. They're destined to be linked forever and Owens knows it. And Owens stands guard over Zayn. Owens saved Sami last night, and Sami is incredibly grateful. He's thanking Kevin. He says, I knew you'd come around. Look, I know I wasn't the best friend. I should have listened to you, but I really got swept up in the whole thing, you know. Roman, he looks at you, and you're just like, oh my God, that's the top Oos, you know, that's the tribal chief. And Owens says, really? I've never looked at him that way. Whenever I look at him, I just want to punch him in the face. Sami says, you've just got to be there. It's all good. I still think there's a part of him that likes me. But anyway, listen. I think we should try and take the titles from the Usos. Day one's coming up and think of how perfect this is. They say they've been down since day one-ish. Like, they're not even sure. They're saying day one-ish. Well, we've been friends since day one, Kevin. Sure, we've had some bumps in the road. Most of it your fault, but that's neither here nor there. I've forgiven you. You've forgiven me. It's all good. And they're saying, ish? Well, I know. We've been together since day one. And Kevin cuts him off. He says, Sami, you're rambling. Just shut up. Yes, I want to take the tag team titles. That's why I team back up with you. It's one of the only titles I've never won, and I'm a prize fighter. But we need to be smart. And Sami is so excited. He turns his back on Owens and he says, think about it, Kev. Think about the picture. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, down since day one. Not ish, but a real day one. We win the titles at day one. It couldn't be any more... Where the hell did he go? I really wish he would stop doing that. The Usos are in the ring and they are banging the drum ahead of day one. They're saying that this event will solidify them as the greatest tag team of all time. And many have tried, but many have failed. We've been running the WWE for years. The Bloodline is as strong as ever. It's then, up on the Tron, appears Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and they have Paul Heyman. And Owens says, the wise man wasn't very wise. He didn't follow you to the ring, and now he might have to be put out to pasture. And the Usos run off to go after Zayn and Owens, leaving Solo behind. They tell him to stay for his match, which is up next. By the time they get backstage though, it's only Heyman there. And Heyman is screaming at them. He's saying, it's a plan. It's a plan. They pre-recorded that message. They left me here 10 minutes ago. It's then we see in the ring, Sikoa getting assaulted by Owens and Zayn. They hatch this plan to get him by himself. Zayn nails him with a haluva kick, and Owens then picks him up. He throws Sikoa out of the ring and delivers an apron powerbomb, and Solo hasn't moved. The Usos then finally run out, but Owens and Zayn dip through the crowd, and Zayn is fired up, and he's yelling at the Usos. He's saying, down since day one-ish, huh? Well, we've been down since the real day one. We're friends since day one, so we'll see you there. Those titles are coming with us. Ain't that right, Kev? Damn it, Kevin. Oh, I really wish you wouldn't do that. Anyway, you guys are screwed. You screwed with me and my best friend, and we're going to come to day one and kick your ass. It's time for day one, and moments before the big match, Roman Reigns tells Paul Heyman that he needs to make sure he's out there for Jimmy and Jay's match. He says, make sure the job gets done. I don't want to have to deal with it, okay? And Heyman swiftly responds, yes, of course, my tribal chief. I will do whatever it takes, I promise. Just leave it with me. You don't have to worry. The bell rings and immediately Sami runs at Jey Uso, but he actually runs past him and nails Paul Heyman with a dive. Owens gets in the ring and he takes it to Jay and Jimmy. Zayn picks up Heyman and nails him with a big boot right to the jaw, and he throws him over the barricade, and Zayn says to him, well, I guess that would have come as a big shock for you too, Paul. And now with the odds even, Zayn and Owens get their fair chance, and the match is off the charts. But right when the match is getting to the pointy end, the only remaining Bloodline member comes out to try and affect the outcome. And who does he confront first? Sami Zayn. Owens is the legal man, and he is getting double teamed while Sami Zayn is talking to Reigns. And Reigns says, I will anoint you. You'll be an official member. Leave his ass behind. He never believed in you like I do. And Zayn is having second thoughts. He always sought the approval of the tribal chief, and Zayn needs to make a choice. Zayn chooses his side. He slides back in the ring. He hits a blue thunderbomb on Jimmy Uso, opening the door to hit a stunner on Jey Uso. He throws him into the opposite corner. He tags in Sami Zayn, and Zayn has the chance. He looks across at Jey Uso, the man who never accepted him into the Bloodline officially. Zayn nails him and gets the pin. It's redemption. It's as sweet as it gets. Owens and Zayn win the tag team titles, and Sami is celebrating. He's yelling, we did it, Kevin! We did it! And as he turns around, Kevin is actually there. He hasn't walked away this time. And Owens says, we sure did, bud. And Sami savors the moment. Someone had his back. His friend didn't leave. And and they have been down since day one. Not ish, but day one. And if you like this scenario, you would love this one.